Hi, everyone. I hope I didn't confuse you all because Val, Dragonfly Crystals, here with my co-host for Sisters of the Mystical Tarot, said it started at 4:30 Pacific time, and it's actually 4 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock Eastern time. So
Right.
that was a
They'll be
little,
coming in. They know. They
Yeah.
know.
a little okay. It's a little brain addled moment for me.
Yeah. A little fart of the brain. There you go.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. So
It
thank
happens.
you all.
It happens. Oops,
Patrick,
sorry.
good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
See, Patrick says people will catch up. No biggie.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's true. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, thank you to my beautiful co-hosts of Sisters of the Mystical
You.
Tarot. We are waiting for Shari. I hope she makes it. And I want to thank Aley, Alice, Heart and Soul Connected, and Marina, Heart Centered Tarot, and also Shari, who will be here hopefully, Voices from the Swamp. She's been a little ill, but hopefully she's feeling better. And I want to say, Aley, what do you have coming up on your channel that you want people to know about?
I have a really busy day on Friday. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to be on with Gerald and Richie Osborne, Longman Tarot, and we do rock, paper, and scissor readings, and we have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Sounds like
what covers, what cuts into, what, that kind of thing. And then I'm meeting with Jean in the morning. We have a show going on. And let's see, then I meet with Deb Zacco in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
And then I meet with Valerie Bradshaw. So I don't know why I did that, but I did, and I think I'll be okay.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
Weekend to recuperate, right?
Yeah, yes. That's a lot of shows.
For one day. Mm-hmm.
You're very popular.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And by the way, you can all book readings with Aley, aka Alice, aka Aley, at Heart and Soul Connected. Check there, and you can find how to contact her. It's actually, isn't it Heart and Soul Connected at gmail.com?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Marina, what have you got going on your channel? And you have readings. You offer readings as well on Marina's heartcenteredtarot.com. Yes. You can sign up, book yourself for classes.
Yes.
What have you got going on?
Yes. Actually, compared to Aley, nothing. And really,
I haven't done anything all week, so it's okay.
Yeah. No. Tomorrow we've got Messages for Light Workers, which is on Val's channel.
Yes.
And then after that, we've got Golden Girls Coffee Clutch, which is Shari is going to be our hostess. And then Friday is a free day. I have nothing on Friday.
Oh, those are delicious days.
They are.
Not that we don't love spending time, but
Yeah. So I'm taking the opportunity, and I'm going to. Well, first I'm going to I'm going to stop at the little Croatian bakery that I just discovered not too long ago, and I'm going to pick up some goodies. And then I'm going to get together with a friend of mine, and we're going to have coffee, a little bit of gossip, a little bit of trash talk. A girls catch up, right?
Sounds awesome, Marina. Like a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh my God, sounds great. Especially the yum yum part. But
I know.
Yes. I just want to stop and say hi to Patrick, Debbie, Arlene, Sonia, Anya. And I am Lulu. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Garnet, hi.
Hi, everybody.
I'm glad you're all filtering in. Sorry about the time zone that I put on there. No, not 4:30, 4 o'clock Pacific. And I just want to say, Marina you can book and do classes. Just make sure go to Marina's heartcenteredtarot.com. Oh, here's Shari.
They're coming.
Sharing in the hot seat so that she can tell
Oh,
us.
just you came in right exactly on time,
It
Shari.
is just perfect timing to tell us
What's our topic? I don't even remember. That's
Tell us what you've got going on your channel that you want people to know about.
She said, "Can you give me a minute to sit down first?"
Let's see. Well, I do
Troll
I
slayers.
do sisters every week. I do
Mhm.
Golden Girls every other week. I do polyterology once a month, sometimes maybe twice, depends on Colleen. A lot of times I just do backstage for her so that she can have other guests on and do shows. I'm getting ready to start doing a new show with Mel Dorr called The Other Side of the Coin. And that looks like it's going to be interesting. We're doing our first episode this weekend, and it'll go out to Mel's members, and then after a couple of days it'll go out public, and then we're gonna like round robin it between us.
Awesome.
He and Colleen and me and somebody else, and I don't remember who. I have the slumber party every Saturday night. Anything goes. That's the most fun. And other than that, I'm just, hanging out and doing shows when I'm asked or asking others when they're free. And I meet up with Nate twice a month and we do a show together twice a month. And that's all I
How
can
you
remember
feeling?
at this point.
How have you been feeling? Are you
I'm feeling much better. I'm
Oh.
still not 100%. I'm
Yeah.
maybe about 90%,
Okay,
but I'm doing a whole lot better. Yeah.
that's good.
It just took a second round of antibiotics that were much stronger than the first round that my regular doctor gave me. But the most exciting news of all was when I went in and saw my regular doctor last week, and after he fusses at me being sick, and he says, "Okay, now tell me how you did it." I said, "How I did what?" He said, "How'd you lose 17 pounds?" I was like, "Excuse me?" He says, "You've lost 17 pounds at your last visit. How did you do it?" I said, "I have no idea." I said, "From October to April is candy fest for me. I never stop eating sweets. I go from Halloween to Easter and I just switch off what candies I'm eating because I can't control it." And he says, "Okay, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because your levels are down, everything looks good, and you lost 17 pounds."
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Wow, I got a mess behind me, y'all.
We forgive you.
Yeah. just
tell I just ran in the door from work.
That's like, that's just
There we
real
go.
life. You're just showing us your real. This is
My unmade bed, everything thrown on top because I came running in the door going, "I'm late." So
well, I'm so glad you
looks
made it
like
for
my
me.
bedroom, Sherry. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that at all. I have to. If somebody's coming over, I will be running around like a mad woman, cleaning everything. That's my normal way to,
that's normally when I clean too, is when somebody's coming.
Yeah,
I want to
And I
know.
want to make a good impression.
I just heard a new way of cleaning, and I wonder if you can have experienced that. It's called rage cleaning. You find a wrapper or you find something out of place, and all of a sudden, you just rage clean everything.
Oh,
I've never done that.
never cleaned either. I have. You know how you let it slide and you let it slide and you let it slide, and all of a sudden you can't stand it anymore.
Right.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Unless
When I go get enraged, it's I don't talk to anybody and I storm around in the kitchen and I slam all the cabinet doors and bang all the pots and everything. It's lucky I don't break dishes. And that's when the family all know, my guys all know, okay, don't go in there. There's knives in there. Don't go in there.
see, I use my outdoor voice inside when I get like that.
Yeah.
I don't slam anything around. I am very vocal.
It was funny. My husband and I rarely ever fought, but when we did, whoo. I'm sure they heard us in the next town over. We were both like volcanoes going off. So, and Lewis, bless his heart, even as a kid, he'd try to get between us and play peacemaker. We'd be like, go on the other room. I don't want to hurt you.
That's funny.
Yes.
I think it's good to, let it out once in a while. I want to also say hi. I said hi to Garnet. There's Anna now, Janet, Linda Bishop, and let's see,
Hello,
Carl.
Linda.
Good to see you, Carl. Debbie, 3 Shifting Veils. That's such a nice name. Suzanne, Rossi, good to see you. I don't know if I said Kim B. Don't want to miss anyone, but Linda Kennedy, good to see you. So, today's topic is about really, how do you keep your heart hopeful? How do you stay hopeful in times like this where you don't know what is going to happen? You really aren't in control of that. You're only in control of how you feel in your own little world, in your own life. And so my question is, how do you, what do you do? What are your things you go to that make you feel so happy or shift your energy, like reading a book, a good book, or going to the movies, or whatever that
drugs and alcohol.
Drugs and alcohol.
Cheap drugs. Cheap alcohol. Yeah.
And
I don't do either one anymore, but they used to be the standard fallback for me. So.
Yeah, that was in the
in the 70s.
20s and 30-year-old kind of age bracket. And then, your body doesn't work the same anymore.
Exactly.
You can't throw it off like you used to. So you have to
notice that the hangovers just last longer and longer and longer. So it's
I used to never get hangovers until I hit my 40s. And then the last time I went and tied one on, I was in my mid 40s, and it was like I thought I was going to be dead the next day.
You thought you poisoned yourself, right?
Yes, I thought I killed myself.
And it's really, really bad for your spiritual development, actually, which I'm not trying to be but it's it really is.
Well, I do. And I did. I went to a Mexican restaurant, a brand new one. My husband and I tried. And of course, I had to have a margarita.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, here we are. Yeah. What, am I not going to have one? I did notice, however, that my energy was lower in the next few days. I had to really build it back up again. So it's just an interesting thing. When I would connect, it wasn't as deep a place as normal and that kind of thing. So I had to say that was a little bit true. But girls got to have her margarita when she goes.
Or pina colada, depending on which one's available.
Yes.
So, Aley, what are your kind of go-to strategies, or have you shifted things you do to keep yourself in a hopeful place? What is it? Once you've gone through the doldrums or whatever, when we have something happen, what is it that brings you back to that hopeful heart?
Well, it's interesting. I did pull 3 cards, and I thought maybe I can get some clarity, because and what I pulled from was the Seasons of the Witch Ostara Oracle, and Ostara starts on Saturday. So that's kind of so. It seems like for me, I get 4 or 5 things that happen, and I sink and sink and sink, and then something happens and I'm okay again. I'm more buoyant, or whatever the word you might want to say. But honestly, when I feel really badly, I don't want to come on a show. I just don't. And when I
share how bad you feel,
no, I don't want to bring anybody else down. Yeah, but when I get here, I'm fine. I'm actually that's what I needed. So I do recognize that. So when we were growing up, there was an old show that was on, and I don't know if you ever watched it, but Kung Fu.
I watched it religiously.
That show.
Okay. So all about Grasshopper. right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I pulled the grasshopper card first, and I thought, woo, how perfect. It says the whispers of your desires are guiding you to trust the unfolding of your story. And I said,
like that.
oh, that's the way of
chills.
moving
I'm
out
get-
of it. Get
I'm
into the
getting-
trust. Yeah. And so, you know, it's the wisdom that's within and how that works for you. The next card I pulled was Irish Moss. May you feel nourished in all ways as a turning of luck is coming. Remembering that not all things suck and not all things are perfect, but they go through
a
season.
cycle. It's almost like they're
Yeah.
telling you the cycles. This is
Yeah.
going to end, and you'll be in a better place. It's just a cycle of a run of these things, and
But
then
it's
you'll
becoming aware of the
Yeah.
fact
It's
that,
the circle of life.
right.
What is
This
it?
too
You
shall
gotta-
pass, right?
this
Yeah.
too shall pass. Right.
Yeah.
Love that.
And finally, the last one I got was chicks. And of course, I love being with my chicks here. And so that's helpful. There is no greater power than the light that lives on through acts inspired by the heart. So these
Yeah.
cards just seem to really say
That's
what I
what
wanted to
said.
say internally. And yeah,
That's
I
fabulous.
was just said, pull 3 cards, Aley. And I don't usually do that.
Oh
when
my
I'm
God, I
writing.
love those cards to really, it
Yes.
did speak to this very
It
question.
really did.
It
Yeah.
did.
But it was a great question. And I think we all need that to be uplifted and more buoyant in our lives, especially now with there's a lot of push down.
It is not only the intensity of the astrology related to this timing pushing down on us, but the chaotic, social situation,
Milieu.
political, the whole thing. Yeah, the milieu. I'm telling you, it is harsh no matter what. So it is pushing down on us in some.
It is. We don't even have to be like in the flow of hearing about it. It's just there. I know.
And it is. And it is. And I feel that intensity.
I'm sure you do.
Marina, how do you deal with it?
I have for the most part, I am a very positive person.
Yeah.
I can, I can see the good in almost every situation.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's just a matter of whatever is going on is turning it around and making it something positive. So I agree with Aley.
Mm-hmm.
There have been times when, I've sat here before a show and I think, oh, I really don't want to do this, but I've committed, I've said this, I've said that. And I kind of learned after the process, after it happened a couple times, that that's the best thing I can do, because I can pick up on other people's energy and it just
lifts you up.
Me up. Yeah. So now when I feel those times that, oh, I don't know, it's like, okay, show is starting in 30 minutes. 35 minutes from now, I'm going to feel good.
Yes, it's really true. And I'm the same way. I might feel tired, or I just don't feel right, or I might have a little headache or whatever. I absolutely have to say, going on and being in the energy of everybody, it's like the best medicine in the world.
Like a shot in the arm. Yeah.
It's like a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really
yeah. I can't tell you how well, okay. The Shine Your Light event.
Oh yeah.
It at the end of that event, I am floating so high, I'm vibrating so high that it's like, okay, I need to lay down. I need to do this, or I need to do that. But it is such a fabulous and wonderful energy to be in that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
that is really true. That is really true. Oh my gosh, we got some more people coming in.
Woo-hoo. Yay.
Thank you, Marina. That was beautiful. Beanie.
And Beanie, huh? Pretty much for me. I mean, the same. There have been a lot of times when the last thing I wanted to do was have to paint my face and come sit down in front of the camera and smile and pretend like everything's okay when I feel like crap. But I find that usually within 5 to 10 minutes of sitting down, the feeling of crap is gone. I mean, even when I was sick and everybody was fussing at me, you need to go back to bed. It was like, yeah, but I'm getting a bigger boost just hanging out and talking with everybody than I am laying in the bed. I mean, even when I tried to do that, I was still up and chatting in the chat room because I couldn't stop. But it's depending, I guess, on what I'm upset about. If I'm really angry, then I usually, if something makes me really, really angry, I usually have to find something physical that I can beat up, pots and pans and cabinet doors, and just to get that excess energy out. And then after a few minutes, I'm fine. It blows over. If I'm real upset about something or very discouraged about something, I tend to go for a movie. Usually one of my superhero movies, because the good guys always win. And so it makes you feel good because they're going to go through all this crap through the movie, but in the end they're going to win and it's going to be fantastic. And so or if I need to cry and I just can't seem, it's like I feel that emotion but it's not coming out yet, I can go watch a really sad movie, bawl my eyes out, and then I feel better. And the same with a book. Sometimes I grab a book and just go read a good book and get the same kind of emotion. It's like checking out from me and going into my imaginary world.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can just kind of let everything that's bothering me go. And I can flush it out with the story in the movie or in the book. And then it's gone, by the time I get to the end of it. But I find hanging out with my sisters, with, all my people that, that we've all gotten to know and gotten so close to for the last few years. It's like, y'all all do more for me than anything else I've ever tried. I mean, it's like getting a booster shot it's like getting a double dose booster shot in the arm. And I mean, even when I'm tired, I'm sitting here and I'm doing this number on everybody. It's like I don't want to stop because I'm still pulling energy from everybody, and it still makes me feel good. And I'm saying to myself, I need to go to bed, but I can't. It's like I can't do it.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah. It's like the 2-year-old, but I don't want to go home yet.
I know.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I get it. When I went through labor with my daughter, it was like 13, 14 hours, and I was totally exhausted, except I was so exhilarated. I didn't fall asleep for 3 days after that.
Oh my gosh.
And if I have a night show and it went really, really well and we had so much fun, I can't go to sleep. It's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I would be asleep like a rock. But now, like if I'm anticipating something the next day, like last night, I could not sleep all night long. I would just toss and turn and toss and turn and toss and turn.
Like if you were going on a trip and you had to
we were having somebody come over to talk about renovating our bathroom, our primary suite, and I was like, I was so excited, and I could not sleep.
That's cute.
Could not sleep. But anyway, I love all of your answers, and I just want to say hi to Garden Jeannie for coming in here. Edward, good to see you. Artist Liz, hi.
Yeah.
And
Christine Fryer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Jean, good to see you. Nancy, hi. And so going back to that topic for me, trusting that keeping your heart hopeful was really the topic. And anyway, you have all talked about it. trusting the unfolding, the universe's perfect timing. So we feel like things should happen faster or in a different way sometimes, or we step back and trust that everything is aligning in divine timing, then hope naturally blossoms. Well, sometimes when you're in the middle of all that happening, that's the last thing in your mind. You're under the gun. You got the big thumb down on you, screwed like a thumbtack, screwed in. So in those times, just like Aley's cards really reflect that you're in a little cycle of this, and you're going to bump out of that. You're going to be out of it. So it's not an ongoing thing. It's just a time. Mm-hmm. There is light at the end of the tunnel. This too shall pass. Right. These things are real things that mean something. So it really is just a matter of letting it pass, because you're going through it. The thumb is on you. You're going to feel what you feel. You're going to experience it. And then you just naturally cycle out of it. You're going to cycle out of it. So, don't beat yourself up over any of that. It's not like you're doing something wrong. It is the way it works, And then the second part of this is, how do you create a miracle or in your life? How do you start creating miracles? And how do you start seeing the miraculous in everything? I mean, every little thing. Because this magic formula of seeing the miraculous in every little thing creates all the miracles.
More. Yes.
So creates more. So Aley.
The magical rose-colored glasses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Aley, for instance, what would you?
Oh my God. I know that whenever I see a beautiful sunrise or sunset, I start, if somebody's with me, I kind of feel bad for them because I get very philosophical. And my daughter and son would go, because but it is a way. It's like this whole moment comes down to this.
Yeah.
And everything is destined to be the way it was. And you're at this perfect moment. And there's just something really special about it. And sometimes it takes us just that shutting up the monkey mind in order to see it and see it for what it truly is, which is miraculous. Because, a lot of people just don't realize something very small. So if you can see the dew on the grass, I mean, I remember once going for a walk, and this blew my mind because I'd never seen it. I'm walking and I look, and there's a fir tree in front of me, and I saw this shower come down like this out of the fir tree. It was the pollen. But I've never seen it like that. I've never seen that. I know. And I'm going, oh my God, this must have always happened. But I never saw it before.
Isn't that interesting?
It was fascinating.
That is fascinating. And when you start noticing those things,
you see more.
Those are like, you see more. And it's like, those are like mini miracles.
Absolutely.
Just like that. Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marina.
I totally get that. Because yes, there are to me, it's always amazing that, seeing a sunset or seeing a sunrise, all the things that have to happen in the air and, above me, below me, whatever, to put all those colors together and to make all those colors as beautiful as they are. So that you could see the whole thing, but you can focus in on the individual colors.
Yeah.
And it's the same idea with, we all start out life in this time as something invisible. It is, it's an egg and a sperm that you could not see with the naked eye.
That's right.
And it gets together. And when it does, that's where the miracles happen. That how is it that this particular cell knows that it's supposed to be an eye, and so it moves into that position, and this is going to be a little toe, so it moves into that.
Yeah,
that's miraculous, right?
It is.
Yeah,
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 Mm-hmm.
exactly. And just like that, that's how life works. The miraculous is in front of us every minute.
yes.
And if we just pause a moment to really look around, the synchronicities and miraculous things are happening right in front of us. And sometimes we don't pause to slow down and notice it, So I love that. I love that, Marina. Thanks. And Shari,
smell the coffee. Or
well, I
smell
was
the
kind of halfway joking when I said my magical rose-colored glasses, but
yeah,
they do exist. I mean, they're invisible. Nobody sees them but me. My husband used to constantly accuse me of taking those rose-colored glasses off because he was a pessimist. I was an optimist. Just as we balanced each other. But I tend to, like Aley and Marina were both saying, I tend to see the good in people before I see the bad in people. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, they didn't really mean that, or they weren't trying to hurt your feelings, or that's just my go-to. Why that is, I don't know. It's just the way my brain ticks. But and I've shared this a million times before. I mean, my biggest thing is being out in nature, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. Whether if it's boiling hot or freezing cold, I just have to go outside for a little bit. And that's why I enjoy taking my lunch breaks outside, because I go sit under the trees behind some bushes, and I get the sunlight through the leaves and the little bit of breeze that comes through. And sometimes there's birds or butterflies. Sometimes the squirrels come and talk to me. And it's just that kind of that unplugging from the world and then seeing what's really important around you. It's the same thing with a thunderstorm. I love to sit outside and watch a rip roaring thunderstorm come in with lightning and rain and the wind. And just, there's something so powerful yet so delicate at the same time. The play of the light and the rain and the wind, it's fascinating. Same with the beach. I could sit at the beach all day long and just watch the waves come in. There's nothing really special about them, but when you look at them and you just kind of watch it, how it works, it's just so amazing how, because of where the moon is at, it's going to depend on where the tides are. And, is there going to be, if there's a storm out to sea, you see trash coming in on the beach, stuff that gets blown in, as opposed to days when it's just crystal clear. I used to love living in Florida, because of the beach. And it's just something about looking out and seeing all of that and just thinking, just the intricacies that it took to put our world together, to put our galaxy together, to put our universe together, and then to try to think outside of that box of, well, what's beyond our universe? I believe there's more universes upon universes upon universes.
You can betcha.
And it's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. It's like sometimes your brain doesn't quite want to grasp that concept. But when I stop and I think about, just how marvelous it all is that we're even here, much less everything else. I mean, it's just it's truly miraculous. And it makes me very appreciative, and makes me want to be, as I've gotten older, it makes me want to be more of a protector of the planet, of the earth around me. It's like, this is all we got. We can't screw it up, or we're done for. The earth is going to stay. It's the rest of us that are going to go. So let's not mess this up too bad. So, yeah, it's just looking around, seeing a baby born, seeing a baby get made. I mean, just all of it all together is just mind blowing when you think about it. It's all the little minute microscopic things that had to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right moment to voila, make something, and it's just it's truly amazing. It really is. It sounds corny as hell, but I could sit and watch that kind of stuff, storms, the ocean coming in, I could spend days just doing nothing but watching it. And it's fascinating to me,
Yeah, I think that's great. And I have to say, life and the way everything is pretty miraculous. There's no doubt about that. And there's no accident in it. So
yes,
it was all put together with a unique strategy in mind. So sometimes we know some of it in our own lives, and sometimes we are not too sure what it's all about. But hopefully, as we grow in awareness, we're learning to grow into the whole, into everything, into the multiverse, and embrace that. Just like you were saying, Shari, it's everything. It's all things. Yeah. So I love that. And
and it's not like I sit back and contemplate that stuff all the time. It's like just once in a while something just
that's how
makes
it works.
me kind of go there, and it's like, wow. I mean, some people just kind of think about it. And it's like, wow.
Some people say miracles are a natural result of being in alignment with the flow of the universe, where possibilities are limitless and energy moves freely. And you know how you feel when you just hit those sweet spots like Aley with the pollen coming down through the tree. There's just that feeling inside of you. You're just flowing. You're flowing with the universe. And this magical thing just happened right in front of you. It's that kind of feeling. And, these are things that really, as you stay aware, as you open your eyes to what's in front of you, everything, synchronicities that happen, you'll notice them and you'll go, oh man, they put that right in front of me. So I would see that. I know it. It. It's all those things. So if you just put this kind of opportunity in front of yourself to say, okay, this week I'm going to pay attention to all the miraculous things in front of me. And I'm going to write them down, each one, all these synchronistic things that happen that are like mini miracles or miracles, however you want to say that. Because they say miracles, those kind of things are really normal things.
Yeah.
It's normal. Yeah. So they're happening all the time in front of us. How many can you expect miracles? How many can you count in a week? Yeah. That's your challenge in your homework. Count them and count it up and write them down. And when we meet here next we'll be on what, Marina's channel?
Yeah, no, mine.
Aley is Aley, aka Alice. We're going to be on Aley's channel, and we're going to just ask everyone,
turn in our homework to the professor.
How many?
And you don't have to grade these, Aley.
Oh, yay!
You don't have to grade, isn't that?
Oh, wow. Perfect.
So and then the final thought is miracles are not rare; they are constant. The more you acknowledge them, the more they will appear. And when you become the embodiment of trust, love, gratitude, you become the miracle itself. So that's all for you, that you don't have to get all lofty about it. But really, it is just about breathing the air and smelling the sweet smells of the air. Hopefully, as spring comes on, you're going
Oh
to
yeah.
you're going to feel all those new vibrant feelings in the air, just
Absolutely.
going out
Smell
for
of
a
fresh cut grass in the springtime.
exactly. And those things, doesn't that like a miracle? Doesn't
It is.
Yeah.
Or you see the little crocuses coming up through the
Yes.
dirt.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. All
Absolutely.
those things. So
Yeah.
everybody, write them down, count them out, because it'll bring more.
Right.
Yeah,
And
the more you see, the more that you will see, because
yes,
all of
the
a
more-
sudden you're going to start paying attention
yes,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to be looking for them. And then at the end of the day, you go, I can't believe this. How did I not see this before?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
didn't, you just didn't acknowledge it.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
have an exercise that I have my students do for 20 minutes. They're supposed to do something and observe it for 20 minutes without talking to anybody. Nothing else is supposed to go on. And they write what they see and feel and smell
Yeah.
and taste and touch.
I love
And
that.
I had one guy say, I walk down the end of my street. I live in a cul-de-sac and they have a hockey net down there. I never saw that before.
I love it.
It's like if you walk instead of drive your car, the things you see are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I love that. That is so true.
Yeah.
I love that. But
Mhm.
broadening that awareness so that you all of a sudden start seeing things you never saw before.
Right.
That's why I love sitting outside on my lunch break, just I mean, even when it's too cold or even when it's too hot, it's like it's worth that little bit of discomfort to just sit
Mhm.
and just
Observe. Yep.
watch, just sit and just, not really do anything, just sit and watch, look around, and it's
All right. And Garnet so consider the lilies in the field, for they do not toil.
that's
That's
right.
so true.
Absolutely.
And yep. And it's just beautiful energy to think about. So that's it. I don't have any more. I just squeezed. This is all I've got, everyone.
That's okay. That's okay. And that's okay. Yep.
That's fine. It is exactly what it is supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's very interesting because Leah in the chat, if you get a chance to see what Leah said, she's interested in knowing more about 3D and how she can block her people from seeing her and things. And my topic next week was supposed to be about how do you stop thinking about things in 3D when you're in 5D, because you can't operate from a lower frequency when you're in a higher frequency. And so
that's exactly right. And so I was going to say to Leah, you can't, like, you're going to put yourself somewhere so somebody can't see you isn't going to work. First of all, that is a strategy. That's not a vibrational level where you're going to be in fifth dimensional frequency. And as a natural result, you're not really that visible to 3D vibrating people.
Well, it's a fallacy you tell yourself, because there's always someone that's aware, whether if they say it or not.
Well, we don't stay in a constant 5D reality, no matter how much we've ascended. I mean, there are times when we get angry and we go up and down, or but it is an interesting topic. It's a wonderful topic.
Absolutely.
Not being seen by 3D folks is what she's saying. If she was in 5D, she doesn't want to be seen by. And I've had the problem with that, Leah, is I get in my car and I have my vibration high and nobody sees my car and they cut me off everywhere I go. So you got to be careful for what you ask for too.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can come up with, honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You never know.
The whole thing about that, though, is, and this is a cautionary thing, is that you saying you don't want to be seen by is the cautionary tale, because they are you and you are them.
That's true.
And you're taking a separation and you're saying them, and me.
Mhm.
That's separation.
Mhm.
So to have that unity consciousness that you would need in fifth dimensional frequency, that's not even a thought in your mind. You would just be in unity in fifth dimensional frequency. What happens after that is not anything for you to think about.
Right.
So that would be my caution to you on that type line of thinking. Is
Yeah,
to be
yeah, I
in-
get you. Remember, drop those wands. 10 of wands. Drop the
Yes.
wands. You don't need them.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you all for being here. I don't want to drag it out if we actually don't have more.
no, it's fine.
We kind of
Yeah.
talked
We're
about
good.
everything. Yeah, we're good. And thank you all for joining us. I really
you, Mel.
appreciate it. And I did give you homework, but just if you notice something, notice it. You don't have to. It's not hard and fast. Like I'm going to give you
At
grades.
least you didn't come to me like I had someone come today and say, I haven't done any work, but I can get it done this weekend, and we have 3 weeks left. No, I'm sorry, you can't. It always happens. It always happens. I don't want to expect it to happen, but it always happens.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the dog ate my homework.
Oh God.
Oh, that happens all the time. I don't know. We need to find out what kind of breed.
I
of
know.
dog
Why do
does
dogs
that.
want paper? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What's really bad is when it really does happen to you,
I know,
and you're like,
and it
no
does.
one's gonna believe this. They're gonna think I'm just BSing them.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so thank you all for
Thanks,
joining us
everybody.
here, and we appreciate you so much. And I hope you got something out of our topic about seeing everything as miraculous, every little thing, and even whatever it is that's new in your eyes, and you write it down as something you just noticed. Blah blah blah. That's miraculous.
Of course.
Put all that down and see how many you have in a week. So thank you all for being here. I want to thank my co-hosts, Aley, Heart and Soul Connected, aka Alice, Marina, Heart Center Tarot, and Shari, Voices from the Swamp. Like and subscribe, join their memberships, book a reading with them. Absolutely. They are phenomenal readers, and all of you. Thank you. Till next time, we're going to be on Aley's Heart and Soul Connected. See you there then. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye
y'all.
for now.